But the thing is, sometimes what happened in Saint Lucia, Saint Lucians use certain people as the poster boys or poster woman for certain things.
Right.
Sometimes they may take somebody in the community and say that this person is a drug dealer. Everybody's saying that this guy is a drug dealer.
Right.
But there are much bigger drug dealers than him in that place.
Right.
So, as it relates to that thing about Guy, even in the government and the opposition, which is governing now, there could be people doing things that are far worse than what Guy is doing.
Yes.
Hiding their assets, not putting their names on certain submissions for them not to be affiliated with the thing.
Yeah, right.
So this is something that is, to me, that has been done a long time in St. Lucia.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But sometimes it could be that they're just singling out Guy to finger him because of other reasons. Now, the way I look at it,
that can be too.
I see Guy as one of the most formidable people that on the UWP side. He was able to handle Kenny and anybody here on that
house.
Yeah, he was able to do that. And sometimes I wonder if the fact that they know that he's so good, so strong, and able to handle them might be one of the reasons why
they don't want him around.
Yeah, and so they will just probably tarnish his reputation by saying he's this, he's a crook, he's a this, he's a that. But the thing is, in terms of those things, these things are not new to politics. And I'm asking, why is he that they want to bear the label for that, whereas there may be other people doing the same thing too? Could it be because they think that he's very effective in doing his work? The thing is that I think that he's one of the people that I look forward to listen to. Because of his ability to, he's almost like a defense attorney.
Yeah, he's able to simplify.
Yeah, simplify complex issues.
Right, and make it understandable to the ordinary person. In the house. I noticed that about him. And this is very effective. In the way that he does it. Because he puts it in language that people understand. The way he talks is in language that people, or the ordinary person understands.
Yeah, and that's very important in communication.
That is very important. Yeah, very important. Now, it's not because, I started, kind of, when he talks, following him. I wasn't following him in detail, but from Canada, I heard him once. And I was kind of impressed with him because I said, hey, that guy is very dynamic because he was talking about contracts. The Labour Party was in power at that time, I believe. Yes. And there was a contract that was given to somebody who was the same name with the permanent secretary in one of in infrastructure. I think it was in infrastructure department, and that person was the same as if they were. The name of the person, Girau, whatever. The permanent secretary and another person, maybe affiliated brother or whatever, sister. That person got a contract, and that contract, it was a big contract to do some road or something like that. And that person, the permanent secretary with that name, signed the contract for the other person, and that came up, and the Speaker of the House. That was Foster, that was there.
I remember that thing.
You remember that?
Yeah. And he said, it seems when that's your role.
That's right. Okay. That's right. I found that was so funny and effective. That's the first time I saw it. It was that's your role. You telling me about contract? You telling me Mr. Speaker, if you want, well, come over here, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah.
I find that was, I find that, and since that time, I kind of, when he talk, I try to listen to him, but he's very effective. But that doesn't prevent him being very corrupt.
But the thing, again, I cannot say that he's very corrupt. Neither am I saying that he's not corrupt. What I'm saying is, in St. Lucia, people like to look for a scapegoat.
Right. To diminish you and to disarm you.
Like a poster boy to represent all their sins.
Yeah.
And they themselves do worse than you.
Right.
You understand? So they choose Guy to say, because Guy been very effective, and to me, Guy has been a thorn in the eyes of the Labour Party.
On the side, yeah.
And so, to me, maybe they just want a punchline to it, and they want to weaken him, so they just paint him as that. But the things that they're accusing him of are not new in politics, and the same people that are accusing him, they may be doing the same thing in government too.
Yeah, you see, because the system, don't forget that people are operating within a system. And if the system is crooked and corrupt, you invariably, if you get into the system, at one point you just toe the line, but that does not prevent, the system itself is a corrupt system. Our system is a corrupt system. You see, the fellas will get into politics, especially these days, especially people without integrity, will get into a system, and then they get, as an ordinary person, living a modest life, and within a very short time, these people have 2 houses, 3 houses, and 4 houses.
And they say that there's integrity commission in St. Lucia.
There's an integrity.
So why they never catch none of them?
So it is the system again. They must have clauses in there as their work definition, that provide escape routes for these people from even before they are interrogated. But the political system is corrupted, and we're saying that guy came from a humble background. They say he was a taxi, whatever.
He said he was president of the Minibus Association.
The Minibus Association, right?
Yeah.
And then him coming out of politics, not of politics, or losing an election, and then I am not sure, but they say that he has a house in the Capital State or something like that.
I'm not sure.
They say that he has a house in Capital State. I saw his house at Forest Year as well. Very massive house in Forest Year.
But the thing is, quite possibly, he may have acquired some assets even before politics or during that. But the thing about him, I noticed, he's a very resourceful fella. To me, this guy is an extremely intelligent fella.
Yeah, he's intelligent.
And the other thing too is he knows his way. He knows how to deal in his environment. There are some people that know how to move in the environment to get certain things.
What they want, yeah.
And that's a skill that he probably have. He has that skill, and it's probably a skill that I do not have, but I probably need to acquire. But I will say still that Guy has been accused of a lot of things, and especially about corruption. And if it were true, I believe by now that somebody would have come up with some information to present to the public that shows that definitely we told you that Guy was this, and we can prove to you that this is it, and that's the information there. But they cannot do it.
Okay. I'll give you that. But at the same time, you see, sometimes you see the politicians came in, okay, the Labour Party came in. The Labour Party may be in a situation where knowing that they're operating within that system that is not, and it may be that, okay, they can easily be caught in the same system that you're trying to sort of accusing somebody with.
So they leave him
alone. And so therefore, in case, you never know what's going to happen down the road.
Let's just leave the guy alone.
Just leave the guy alone. Don't make a big thing out of it.
But when they were making I want them to make a thing out of that, because before the elections, they were making a big deal about it.
Yeah, because it can get you the vote.
Right. Yeah. But now we want you to prove to us that, because if you cannot prove to us that Guy was in fact what you say he is, you're going to lose that vote the next time, because we will see you as a liar.
No, you see the people, you look at the place
But the thing is, honestly, Guy is one of the few people I look forward to listening in the House of Assembly. It is the House of Assembly is something that I just I don't listen to their debates. I do not like what they're saying. I do not like their style. The people I was listening to, Kenny Anthony, to me it is a treat to hear Kenny Anthony speak. Kenny Anthony, Richard. Richard, I like to hear Richard. Yeah. Richard, I like to hear the way he can tackle a point of view, or I like to, especially when he was in opposition, when Kenny was in power, the way he could almost like handle all of them. I like to see that. I like when the one man in the opposition can handle everybody on the other side, and I saw Richard Frederick was doing that. I like Stevenson King too. I like Stevenson King. But there are not too many other people that I really like to hear.
Well, you see, I don't even think that Kenny Anthony is very good.
No, but the thing is, there's something about Kenny that I like, and it may not necessarily have to do with the substance of what he's saying. Maybe it has some of the flair and the theatrics too. You understand? The flair and the theatrics. In the case of somebody like Guy, I like Guy for his substance.
Okay.
Substance. Richard Frederick sometimes